4-year-old Rebecca Riley was found dead on her parents' bedroom floor in December of 2006. An autopsy later indicated she was poisoned by prescription medicine. Now lawyers for the child's estate are suing the doctor who prescribed that medicine. Jared Bowen has more.
At 28 months, Rebecca Riley was diagnosed with and prescribed medication for bipolar disorder. 2 years later, the child was dead of an overdose. That's the basis of a medical malpractice suit filed last week against the Tufts Medical Center psychiatrist who diagnosed Rebecca. The suit alleges the girl did not suffer from bipolar disorder and was wrongly medicated by Dr. Kayoko Kifuji. Court records reveal Riley was prescribed Seroquel, an antipsychotic drug, Clonidine, also to calm her, and Depakote, an anti-seizure medication. According to the medical examiner's report, the amount of Clonidine alone in Riley's system was enough to kill her. Today, Tufts issued a statement to Greater Boston, reading in part, "The care Dr. Kifuji provided was appropriate and within responsible professional standards. Dr. Kifuji has outstanding credentials and is respected within her field."
All right, and with me now are Andrew Meyer, attorney for the estate of Rebecca Riley. You have said that Rebecca Riley was really in a zombie-like state at the end of her life. Are you challenging the whole diagnosis? Are you saying being diagnosed at age 3 or 2 with bipolar is bogus?
Well, we believe that there certainly isn't enough information out there to make a diagnosis of a 2-year-old with bipolar. I mean, erratic behavior in a 2-year-old is not unusual. This particular doctor made the diagnosis on the very first appointment, the very first time, without any examination.
And how old was she then?
2 years old. She was 2.5 at the time when she first saw her, made no inquiry about to the teachers or the school nurse, or much inquiry to the family or the environment she lived in. And for there to be a diagnosis like this at that young age, there must be a total investigation and a thorough investigation, which was totally lacking in this case.
And her brothers and sisters have been diagnosed with the same thing, I take it?
The same doctor treated her brothers and sisters as well for the exact same problem.
Mm-hmm. Could this, if your lawsuit is successful, could this somehow absolve the parents of wrongdoing in this, if they were following the directions of a licensed physician under her care who gave this girl that medication? Could it?
Well, certainly for any criminal action against the parents, which is going to be successful and be serious, it's going to have to show some kind of intent to harm Rebecca. And that may be a very tough road for the prosecution to hoe. But even if the parents had some responsibility in either over-medicating, either mistakenly or non-mistakenly, or even if the parents had some responsibility for stopping the medication if they saw adverse consequences, that doesn't absolve the doctor who was prescribing a non-FDA approved medication for children, what they call an off-label use of this drug to this child, which ultimately led to her death.
How does this work legally? Do you proceed with your case first, or are they just completely independent tracks? Because it seems to me one outcome could affect the other.
Well, these are two totally separate issues. One is a criminal case, which is going to probably move a lot quicker than the civil case. The civil case will take approximately 3 years to process, investigate, and resolve. The criminal case, I would believe, will be over within the next year.
How do you go about proving this case, Andrew, when the little girl is dead, the doctor's not going to help you out here?
Well, there were a number of people in this particular case that told the doctor that things weren't going right. The teachers were aware that the child was acting inappropriately, that she was not responding, that she was very lethargic, that she was acting like a floppy doll, if you will. And the doctor was called and told this, yet did nothing to change the medication, barely saw the little girl at all, and allowed the medication to continue to such an extent that it caused her death.
And what about the overuse of some of these prescriptions? That's at issue too, about whether the parents gave them, and some of the stuff I read today, they were adding, additional doses because I guess they wanted the kid to sleep through the night or something.
Well, the parents have said that the doctor told them if it wasn't working strongly enough that they can give a little bit more, that they could give a half a pill. These pills are very, very small and tough to cut up as well. So there are issues regarding whether or not parents should be put in the position of doling out this medication that can have such serious consequences.
All right, fascinating case.